everybody, my name is Kyle39. Welcome back to another video. Today, in this one, is going to be another Duel Links video, and in this one, it's actually going to be a Rush Duel deck profile on the new archetype, Voidvelg. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm probably going to be mispronouncing a lot of names in this video just because I am terrible at English, but it's going to be a Rush Duel deck profile on the new Voidvelg archetype. Now, this is my first Rush Duel video I'm making. If you don't know, I've been getting into Duel Links in the past 2 months or so. I initially got into Duel Links because of Rush Duels, but I kind of got distracted with Lairlisk and Predaplan and all that stuff getting released in the Speed Duel version of the game, but they did release a new set plus an event that kind of revolves around the new Voidvelg archetype, and I got really hooked into it. And honestly, this deck is really good. I was I was one tier away from getting King of Games in the last season, but I just really didn't want to grind 2 King of Games on the last day, so I was just like, fuck it, it's fine. But yeah, this deck is really good. Now, is it the best deck? I don't think so. I think if you want my honest opinion on what the best deck is in Rush Duel right now is, I think it's the Candy deck. Every time I verse that deck, I'm like, this deck is fucking insane. This deck, what the fuck? I really want to make a deck profile on that as well. I just don't have the cards for it just yet, but I think I'll eventually make a deck profile on that deck. But this deck is really good as well. So what does this deck do? Well, it's pretty much revolves around their 2 tribute guys, being Voidvelg, Requiem, and Elysium. These are kind of the main gimmick of this deck. You want to get to these guys as fast as possible because these are kind of your main win cons for the deck. Requiem, his effect is you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. This card gains attack equal to the number of face-up dark attribute monsters on the field times 300 until the end of the turn. Then if your opponent has a face-up light attribute monster on the field, this card gains 600 more attack as well. So this guy can pretty much get up to 4k pretty easy, especially with like Cyber Dragon running around as well. Like, it's not hard for that second effect to go through as well. He is really good to get to. He's like one of the best ones. Elysium is decent as well. If you don't know what Elysium does, you can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, choose a face-up monster in your opponent's field, put it to face-down defense position, then this card gains 500 attack for the rest of the turn. Then if you send a monster, it can't be destroyed by trap cards effects as well. So this is kind of the main gimmick, is to get to these 2 tribute summon guys. That's what kind of the rest of the deck does. So we're playing a shit ton of normal monsters because the skill kind of is really good. So if you don't know what the skill does, this is the level 18 skill you unlock after you get this guy's, I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, but you get this guy to level 18. You will get this skill, so you need to, the whole deck needs to be dark attribute galaxy monsters, but you can choose 1 face-up attack position normal monster. It can inflict piercing damage this turn. You send the top 3 cards of your deck. If any of them have 600 or more attack, you add 1 of them to your hand. So pretty much the main gimmick of the deck is to get a normal monster on field, mill your deck to try to get to these guys as fast as possible, and then once you get to these guys, you have something like Star Tracer and the Glow Bowl as well. I think that's how you pronounce it, Glow Bowl, to help you get him out faster. The Glow Bowl makes it where you shuffle 3 dark attributes from your graveyard back to your deck, and make it where this guy can be treated as 2 tribute summons this turn, so he makes it where you only need the 1 tributes for the guy. Because I will say, the one thing with this deck is, the main flaw with it is that these guys are 2 tribute summons, right? So the Glow Bowl kind of eases that, makes it where you only need the 1 tribute summon to get him out. Kind of the same thing with Star Transfer. Makes it where you can, if you have Star Transfer, you can send this card to the graveyard to special summon a galaxy type monster. If it's a level 8, it gains 400 attack, and it can inflict piercing battle damage, which is really good with something like Elysium as well. But the thing is, with Star Transfer, it's a tribute summon, so it kind of doesn't mediate it because you still need 2 monsters to get into it, right? But this card is really good because, again, paired with Elysium, you can go Elysium effect, book a Moon a guy, and then inflict piercing damage, which is an insane. Same thing like if you have a Requiem as well, to make Requiem gain the piercing damage as well. So really good stuff as well. And then we have the Catafract. I'm going to mispronounce this guy in Catafract. Hopefully that's correct. This guy makes it where if you already have the level 8s in graveyard, like if you're in a kind of grind match, you can make it where you, if you have another dark attribute monster on the field, you send the top card of your deck. If it's a monster, you can add a level 8 galaxy type monster from your graveyard back to your hand. Just makes it where you can get these back from the graveyard back to your hand, which is really good. If you have 3, play 3. I just don't have 3, so I'm just going to be stuck with the 2 for now. And obviously all the normal monsters are in here because of the skill, but the best ones are the Parallel Rider. I don't have 3 Parallel Rider. If you have 3, play 3 of this card. It's a 1600 attack normal summon. It's really good, but I don't have 3 of it. Obviously, Azarath is attainable through the event, so it's not hard to get 3 of this. But really good card nonetheless, just because it's a 1500 attack. Same thing with Sentinel, 1500 attack normal summon. That's a normal monster for the skill. And we're playing Peltrast. The only reason I'm playing this is because I don't have the 3rd parallel rider, so I'm just playing 2 of this. But this is not bad. It's a set 1500 defense, which obviously, like a lot of the normal monsters or normal summonable monsters in the game can't out. They have to go for like a tribute summon to out it, so it's not too bad. There's only like 2 cards that have 1600 attack, and that's parallel rider and the light attribute galaxy one as well. I'm forgetting the name of that, but yeah, that's pretty much the monster lineup that we're playing in this. For the spell traps, we're playing the Universal Storm. If you have 3, play 3 of this card. I just don't have 3 because I had the 2 through the character unlocks, but not through the 3rd one through like the drop, I think is where you get the 3rd one. I just don't have that yet. So play 3 if you have 3, but I only have 2, so I'm just dealing with the 2 for now. But it's a spell trap destruction, and that's all it really needs to be. I'm playing Tribute to the Doom. There was a lot of the time I was playing Avarice as well. I think Avarice is really, really good, but there's a lot of the time where you want to go Tribute to the Doom, clear a guy to kind of help you OTK, but so that's why we're playing this, but I don't think Avarice is not that bad either, just being able to shuffle back guys. Talismanic Seal Array. Again, a really, really good card. Like, pretty much every deck is playing this because you shuffle 4 monsters back into your deck, choose a face-up attack position monster. It loses attack times 200 to its level, so it makes it where it's, again, easier to OTK as well. We are playing 2 Void Corridor. The reason why I like this is because we're kind of milling a lot in this deck, so being able to go Void Corridor, add back something from our graveyard is really, really good. It gets the level 8 back from your graveyard back to your hand. If you need to get something like Global as well, it's really, really good. So I do like this card a lot. I was playing it at 3 for a while, but I don't think you necessarily need the 3. And then for the 3 trap cards, I'm playing Buffered Slime and Negate Attack. I think those are pretty standard. But I'm also playing this new one that they released as well, Rice Terra Crisis. It's okay. I think it's an okay card. It does come up in certain matchups, like especially this matchup with like Star Tracer summoned to level 8. You can go, okay, I'll just book a moon to level 8 that you just summoned. That's really cool. But it can be sometimes dead. Like it's okay. It's like a cool card, but I think there are just not that many good trap cards. I think if you have the one that, if you only control 1 monster, you can negate an attack. If you do have that trap card, play that trap card. I just don't have that trap card, unfortunately. So I'm playing this. Again, this is still not a bad option, don't get me wrong, but I think there are probably better trap cards in the game that you could be playing. So that's kind of it for the main deck. Now, there are certain cards I'm not playing. Let me quickly bring them up real quick that some people might also be playing. One of them is the Burst Ray Blaster. This card is really, really good. So if you can reveal a level 7 or higher Galaxy type monster in your hand, you inflict damage times 200 up to the number of face-up monsters your opponent controls. Then you can change a face-up monster on the field to light attribute. It makes it where the Requiem has a light where it can gain more attack as well. Now, I was initially playing this, but I don't think it's the greatest in the world. Again, the problem with the deck is you are the 2 tribute summons. If you don't see these guys, you're pretty much losing, and they're 2 tribute summons, so you have to be able to tribute. That's why I'm playing like the Global and the Star Tracers to kind of make it a little bit easier to bring them out. And that doesn't, the Burst Ray Blaster doesn't really help with that. So you might see some other people playing it, but I don't necessarily like this that much. I can see why people are playing it, because being able to switch something to a light attribute is really, really good for Requiem. But I think it's an okay card. If you want to play it, but I don't think it's necessary in the deck whatsoever. And I think pretty much everything else, yeah, there's really nothing else after that. Obviously, we're not playing an extra deck because we have nothing to summon from the extra deck, so there's no point of playing an extra deck. So that is it for the deck profile. Now let's get into some replays I have saved as well. Alrighty, time for the replays now. So the first replay here, we are versing against the hero deck. This is kind of just show you what the deck pretty much does. So let's get into the replay, shall we? So we chose to go first. We just set 3 and we pass on that because you can't activate the skill turn 1, so there's no point of doing it. So we set 3 pass. We verse the hero deck, so he summons a couple guys here, gets to fusion here. Obviously, he has the 2 heroes here to make the Flame Wingman, so he goes and summons Flame Wingman from the extra deck here. And goes ahead and just normal summons a guy, beats over our guys, and then, but he doesn't have enough to clear our entire field, which is really, really good. So now to kind of show you what this deck does. So turn 2 or turn 3, eventually, you have a normal monster, mill the top 3 cards of your deck. We mill the Star Tracer, which is we can search off the skill. So we add the Star Tracer, we normal summon the Cataract, send a guy to add back the Requiem from our graveyard back to our hand. I think we ended up milling it off the skill, but we got the Star Tracer instead, just because we do have the Cataract to add back the Requiem there. We summon the Star Tracer, Tracer effect send itself to summon the Requiem here. We go Requiem effect, dump to go ahead and gain attack. Now we do have Avarice here. This is when I was playing Avarice to get 5 cards back to our deck and draw 2 cards here. We kind of just need a Spell Trap Destruction here. We don't find it though. We go normal summon another Star Tracer effect to special summon another Avoid Elysium. We Book a Moon the guy here because he has 0 attack, and this does the piercing damage here. And then we just go ahead and normal summon just a 15 energy attack normal summon. This is OTK right here. This is straight up lethal. This is the reason why the deck is so dangerous, because out of nowhere it can just win the game. But we don't have any Spell Trap Destructions, so we attack over at Flick 35. He Buffered Slime to make sure he doesn't just die out of nowhere. So that's how dangerous the deck is. It's like I can just randomly OTK out of nowhere, especially with the piercing battle damage as well. It's absolutely insane. We just didn't have anything to destroy the back row. Unfortunately, we couldn't find anything off the Avarice here. So he's just doing his little plays here to get fusion to hand and stuff. He reduces our Requiem here. Normal summon. He can get back into a Flame Wingman, which is really cool. And that's what he does. He fusions into a Flame Wingman here. Oh my bad, didn't mean to pause it. Attacks over Requiem, but pretty much he couldn't kill us, so the game's pretty much over now. Especially with those draw, we got the Corridor to add back Requiem or Star Tracer from our hand as well. The game is pretty much over now. We go track to mill to get back the Requiem, and we did mill the monster there. So we would have gotten back Requiem, and then obviously goes Tracer into Requiem. That was pretty much the OTK line right there. So that's kind of to show you what the deck does, is pretty much to try to OTK with the deck, because the 2 Tribute Summon guys are fucking insane, and especially with the inflicting piercing battle damage. If you set something with 0 defense, you're doing a shit ton of damage. So that's to show you off what the deck kind of does. Let's get into the next replay. Alrighty, now on to the next replay here. This is kind of show you off another trap card you could be playing in the deck, and that is Forever Free. So if you don't know what this trap card is when your opponent normal summons a monster with 2500 or more attack, select monster on the field, send one monster on your field to the graveyard to place that card back onto the bottom of the deck. It's a really, really cool card that you could be playing in the deck as well. The reason why it's not the greatest though is obviously something like Sidra. Sidra is never summoning that unless it's exactly Ancient Gear Golem. Any fusion deck is probably never going to be doing that either. So it's okay. We are versing the mirror match here, so I'm kind of just going to show you. So we go first here. We just set 2 and then set the Requiem just to pass on that. We pass to him. He goes and summons a couple of normal monsters, summons a Voidvelg Requiem, and then on the summon of Requiem, we Forever Freeze, sending Requiem to put that card back to the bottom of the deck there. So he passes back to us with nothing else. We draw into a Void Corridor and to add back a normal monster, normal summon the Sentinel here, Sentinel effect to mill the top 3 cards of our deck here, and then we ended up actually hitting the Parallel Rider as well. We normal summon Cataract as well to get the Requiem that we set back to our hand as well. We normal summon the Requiem, summon out Parallel Rider. We go Corridor one more time to add back Cataract from our graveyard back to our hand here. Normal summon Cataract to send a monster, or send the top card. It's a monster, so we add back Requiem as well here. Then go Requiem effect. And then this says actually OTK 1016, that's 26 plus the 34. That's exact lethal right then and there. So to kind of show off that one trap card, if they don't have anything, it's very, very easy to OTK with this deck. Pretty easy. I just want to show off that trap card. That trap card could be something you could play, but again, it's obviously not the greatest, but against the mirror match is really, really good as well. So that's it for this replay. Now let's get into our last replay. Alrighty, now on to the last replay here. So this is kind of show you what the problem is with the deck. And if you don't find the 2 Tribute Summons, it's going to be a problem. So that's kind of what happens in this match here. So we'll start off. He went to go first, so he sets 3, pass to us. We found a normal monster our turn 2, so we'll normal summon it, mill the top 3, get Star Tracer to our hand, normal summon Cataract here, and then just go into battle, inflict 2500 here. Pass to him. We set 3 cards because he had 3 trap cards, which is insane. So this is against the Worm deck. That's the new Worm deck that has the fusions and stuff like that. So he goes, activates the Peaks of Blistopia, normal summon, or my bad, I have this in the way. Normal summons the Construction Fairy, send 1, and then he goes the Primal Howling to shovel back a Spell Trap. Normal summons the guy, goes Fusion Summons into their new Fusion Summon here, which is the Constructor Chief. Not the really good one, but this is still pretty decent. Normal summons the guy, tributes into the level 6 Here, I goes to battle. I use this trap card here. Again, I'm not playing this anymore, but the card restorations just draw 5 cards. It's really bad. I was just playing. I don't know why I was playing it, to be honest with you. But here, he's just going to clear our field, which is unfortunate here, which is fine with us. So he passes back to us here. We have a lot of normal monsters, but we have no way to tribute summon, which is unfortunate. So we have to hit something. We hit a Star Transfer, but none of the 2 tribute summon guys. So we just have to set and go. So that's kind of the problem, is if we don't find the 2 tribute summons, the deck is somewhat struggling, which is unfortunate. So we have to pass back and hope to God he doesn't kill us. So he does his plays here, adds back the fusion off the new dude here, the Constructor Desk Worker. Contributes into the Constructor Worm Build Dragon. Thankfully, we have the Forever Freeze that I was playing here. Again, don't know how great this is, but against these matchups where they require tribute summons, they do work. Put that guy to the bottom of the deck to help protect us. He goes and gets Princess Pylon, get that guy back to hand here, but he doesn't have a way to get him back onto the field. So he just goes battle here, clears our field. We just have to find 2 tribute guys or we're fucked. We found one, finally, so we normal summon our guy, get rid of the back row, which ends up being a negate attack, which is insane. Use the effect to mill, didn't find anything, fucking unfortunately. We go into the Star Transfer, get the Void Elysium here. Elysium effect, Book of Moon the guy, we attack over, and his guy is losing defense because of the field spell. I think the field spell makes it lose 400 defense. We attack over, and this is exactly, or I think 100 over lethal, which is insane. So there is a little bit of the problem where if you don't find the 2 tribute summon guys, the deck is struggling. But once I found it, I was able to play the game there. But if I couldn't kill him there, I think I was pretty much dead on the crackback. So thankfully, I was able to kill him. So that is going to be it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe for more content on the channel, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.